Ding. All right, Nick, talk for 2 seconds while I tweet this out.
Tweet out what?
The link.
I thought we were recording and then posting it later.
Hell no, this is live. This what makes it edgy. Makes it edgier. Unless you're scared.
I'm not scared. I'm just waiting on you to get this party started.
Well, it started. All right, introduction, deja vu. I'm Tommy Patterson. I am a 13, 14-year comic book veteran, penciler. I'm currently working on Graveyard Shift versus Omega Storm crossover. I had a book fulfilled recently, Graveyard Shift Bram, the supplemental, and I actually have it here for a possible unboxing. We'll see. And I'm here with Nick Patera. Nick, tell them about yourself.
One more year in the industry than you. I'm on my 15th year in the comic book industry.
That sounds
Eisner
sounds
nominated.
sketchy.
Eisner nominated. New York Times best-selling. No big deal, you know.
So your mom has
Uh,
five more dollars in her bank account than my mama does. That's what you're telling me.
how many push-ups can I do? Ask me.
How many push-ups can you do?
One more than you.
Okay. All right. Well, we need to get on that because I'm tired of being a fat ass. All right. So, and
Currently finishing off Ax-Wielder John. We're in the thick of colors. Coming off a 200 plus $1,000 campaign.
we'll get to that.
More.
We'll get to that. That's down the list. You,
I'm just telling you what I'm currently working on. That's all.
oh, you just
And
survived COVID. You just got over COVID.
yeah, fifth day of COVID right now. Ate it for lunch,
Did,
shit it out for dinner.
you
It's all good.
didn't even open up the horse space I sent you.
I did not.
Hurt my feelings. All right. Let's go to the next topic. Let's talk about the Rippaverse. This dude made fistfuls of money in the course over the course of like a week and a half. What the hell did he do so well? What do you think?
Oh, I've talked a lot about this with some buddies, and what I think he did was he utilized a lot of different people's platforms in a really good way. I think one thing that Eric doesn't do is he doesn't beef with a lot of people, especially people on, let's call it, his side of the political spectrum.
Hmm.
He's friendly with geeks and gamers, friendly with um, just everybody. Gary over at Nerd Erotic, and all the different. He's friendly with the Comicsgate crew. He's friendly with everybody. Doesn't really beef with anyone. So he's getting like all the possible readership from that side of things because he doesn't really infight. And then also he comes from a music background, so he's got tendrils and friends on that side too. And so it's like a perfect mix of comic books, music, and politics. And he's kind of, just getting everybody. It seems to be that way. So the most impressive thing is he did it on his own website. Like with me, I went to Zoop because I just wanted to do my own place, my own little corner of the internet. Well, he beat that. He freaking went on his own website and just built it all himself, which could be the future for everybody, everyone on individual islands.
Yeah, that's
So,
kind of the Shopify approach. Everybody creating their own little shop. You kind of cut out the middleman, but of course, all these shops end up taking a cut too. Um, but
yeah, but
his
I think
his
being,
mailing list was 20,000, and he has pretty much every one of them have bought a book. That is fucking crazy.
yeah, I think the retention rate's like 40 or 50% from what I learned
Hmm.
of your mailing list. I think Axwilder started with maybe 700 emails to start,
Right.
and we had a great launch, but 20,000 is insane. And he sold way more than his initial mailing list, which you usually should. So he's at 35,000 35,000 buys,
Like
man.
I
That's
think about
insane.
his approach and all that he did, but being a penciler and like all the time that I need to do that, just the thought of having to take care of all this other shit, like even getting this little podcast here up and going again, right? Like even though we kind of teased it a little bit last year and messed around with it.
Well, we did like 200 episodes, but we got banned. So this time we're coming back, and we're gonna keep it PG-13. No more cursing.
Oh yeah,
No
definitely no
more.
more
No more.
cursing.
No more. No more conspiracy
No
theorists. No
conspiracies.
more. No conspiracies. We're keeping it clean.
As a whistle.
It's a whole new ballpark.
Right, right, right. Well, yeah, that Ripa guy, he seemed like a nice gentleman. I'll give him that. His book, it looks fine. Looks professional. Um, that I know that probably came off like a slight. It's not. No, it looks pretty good. Um, yeah, I think people will be possibly looking into his approach and stealing it. While they're all negging him and cutting him down, and a little bit of jealousy and whatnot. But he's showing the way. Be nice and be yourself. Right. That's the main thing. He's being himself, and he's making a shitload of money. And he's rich. He's set for life now. All right, next topic. Graveyard Shift Bram.
Yeah, good for him, for the guy, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Uh, so I'm gonna unbox this here. I just got it in the mail today. I ordered one copy, but I should have some comps coming soon. I saw that my boy John put some in the mail for me. I could turn on my.
Now, who's the writer of that, Tommy?
That's Phil Diaz, my boy Phil Diaz. Let's see here. Let's add a new webcam. What do you think about Phil? You've talked to him a little bit.
He's one of them nice guy snakes.
Oh shit, that's funny. Well, it's not showing me my webcam, so we'll just move on from that. Um,
I don't trust anyone that's nice to everybody. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's where I
Well,
sit. That's where I sit with
talking about
Phil.
the nice guy snake. All right, well. Oh, uh-oh. My cam froze up. Here we go. We're technical difficulties already. Let me.
It's what you get for clicking buttons. Don't be adding people either. It's just going to shut everything down.
Nobody was added. I was trying to add my own webcam here. Should have tested that before show. Somebody was rushing me though. We won't say who.
What's up with this article that you got in the center of the screen here? Harry Potter actor claims Arnold ripped the fart in her face.
Arnold.
I thought we were going to run a professional podcast here, buddy.
Hey, this is what's in the news. I mean, we got to cover what's in the news if we hope to get any traction. All right, so my book. Look at that. Look at that cover.
I feel like all of our cameras are frozen. Is that true?
No, it's still going. I can see it live streaming over here. All right, I'm gonna go big on mine. Right, there's the kid's book. This was inked by Jimmy Reyes and written by Phil Diaz. And let me tell you, Jimmy is a damn good inker.
Hey, I can't see it on my end, by the way. It's just a frozen
Well,
screen.
you just trust me. Just keep going. We're fine.
I'd like to comment on the art, so.
Oh. Well, you've seen it all because I showed it to you. And your book will be there shortly, right? You ordered it. Anyway.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Well, technical difficulties aside, we'll move on from that. My book came out. It looks good.
Oh, we're back now. You're live again. I can see you now.
Yeah, that's just your old ass computer, bro. When did you when did you get your that's a 2012 Apple iMac or whatever?
A late 2013 27-inch. Just expanded the RAM on it, and it's not going any faster.
How many hours do you think you've put in sitting in front of that computer? Not many, right?
I don't work in front of the computer that much, but I can tell you the computer has been on for 99.999% of days that I've had it. Does it slow your computer down if you never cut it off?
No. Some guy told me it's just like your car. The worst thing on your car is starting your car. So, what do all new cars do? They stop themselves at red light and restart. So,
this thing's only been cut on about 12 times. So,
yeah,
from what I can gather.
Right. All right. So let's talk about Ax-Wielder John.
It's going good. Thank you to all the fans who supported it. You know, I think we sold 1,700 copies or so. We're getting it all colored up now. It's coming slow on the colors, but we're like 60-70% done. Waiting to get those finished, and we've lettered everything. Some of them were black and white, so we got to go back and annoy the guy putting the book together to drop the colors in. And now I got to organize all the pinups. We have like 30 or 40 pinups from people on Instagram and Twitter. and that's going to be a little bit of a pain, squeezing them all in and jigsawing them in. They're all different sizes. People just kind of did them, but I'm going to try to squeeze everyone in the book. And yeah, it's going good. Was blown away with the response. We broke 203,000 or so it's going good. Speaking of Kickstarters, though, here's a really good one. This was a fundraiser book called Cankor. I don't know if you can see that bad boy, but
The
this is
blackest black you've ever seen in comic book art.
yeah, Matthew Allison's Cankor. It's got some gloss on it there, if you can check that out. And then just top notch quality here. I believe he's using the Fresn's printer, which is what Ax-Wielder John's spot is into.
Oh, that's a big book. Yeah, I see that from the side now.
Oh yeah, this is like over 12 years worth of work from him.
Is that in demand? Can you still get it or no?
I'm sure he overprints it, but I bet he's going to fulfill everything first. Can you see like the blacks are actually subdued in the whole thing? That might be my only critique is the blacks aren't black like when he inks his stuff.
That's the printer's deal there. Like whenever I view his work online, I've never seen it like printed.
Yeah,
Online, his shit is like the darkest dark you've ever seen.
yeah. It's like Infinity Black, right? It's a little bit more subdued than that. But if you like, I call this stuff like experimental rock, right? It's like experimental rock in artistic form. It's just no one else can do it. Only he can do it. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's some late '70s mushroom rock there.
Yeah. All them witches, baby. Actually,
Yeah,
we could probably
right.
steal some all them witches music for our intro. But yeah, something like that. But this stuff is cool. He's got the risen text too, like on the like this is kind of risen off the thing.
Hmm.
And then I don't know if you've ever felt trade paperbacks that like the outside feels almost got a little like a new basketball grip, right? Like it feels like a hug. You know what I'm talking about?
Attack. Is that what you're saying?
Not a super tack, but like a
A tooth?
what's no, I'm talking about a feel, like a touch. Like this thing feels like a hug. You know what I'm saying? Like this here feels like the texture of a brand new basketball. You know what I'm talking about or no?
Mm-mm. Sorry, bro. You lost me on that one. But we'll go with it.
If you're a manga reader, the Gundam series, the hardcovers, it's exact same finish.
All right. You got any of your art you want to show before I minimize you? Shrink you back down to size?
Nah, what do I got here? I got some of this Matthew Allison swag up here. He's got this cool card. Cool,
Nice.
cool stickers came with it.
Is that his art on the card or no?
Yeah,
I
it's
know
all.
that one is. That one definitely is.
Yeah, and then this one here, this Kankor sticker.
I feel like that'd be a cool cosplay to wear.
I feel like if I was going to kill a bunch of people, I'd put this on. You know what I mean?
Dude, you're yeah. That jumpsuit would be showing your package off. All right. Well, you're back down to size, so let's move on. We talked about Ax-Wielder, which is mostly you talking about Crankcore. Graphic novels versus manga.
Oh,
Mm-mm-mm. I haven't even looked at the numbers. I'll be honest with you. I've moved so far over into the crowdfunding area universe that it doesn't affect what I do really. I don't know. I mean, maybe it does like downstream if comic shops aren't around, they're not pulling in new comic readers, but maybe that helps crowdfunding because of scarcity and it's like super novel, right? I don't know.
yeah, I think I read a little bit about it, and basically the decline in the graphic novel sales, and that means big two, Marvel and DC sales.
Where can I find this info at? ICV2.
Maybe, but I'll just give you the lowdown. Basically, manga had more than made up for the downturn in the big two graphic novel sales.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but to me, manga is awesome. Like I recently bought No Guns Life, which is a guy with a gun revolver for a head.
Mm-hmm.
Chainsaw Man. They finally put the new Berserk leatherbound, the black leatherbound with the red type. They finally got volume one back in on that, so I was able to finally get into that. So if I look at what I've been buying recently, it kind of makes sense, like you just go to what interests you and stuff. So Um,
I've never gotten into the manga. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe Ghost in the Shell a little bit back in the day. I don't even own Akira graphic novel. I tell you one that I have seen that I would like to order, and then I looked, and it was like kind of. It's hard to decipher the volumes because they put manga, dude. When those motherfuckers set out to work, they work, dude. So it's like there's a lot of work to go through to sift through, right? But I think not Berserk, but Bastard. Richard Friend was showing some of the art on his stream, and it looked like a manga version of Joe Mad, which I mean, fucking Joe Mad is a manga version of manga. So, but it was like super cool, crazy
I think
looking.
manga's actually easier. Manga's easier to get into. Where Marvel and DC messed up is when they started doing seasons and a new number one every 6 months, And so now you can't go back and read number one and figure out where everything's at. But manga's pretty good. You just go buy the volume
So they keep
one
continuity
and you
pretty
start
well.
marching
Okay.
forward. Yeah, that's like their whole thing. So, yeah, I got nothing else to say about this. Next topic.
I thought you named your company after the manga
Oh,
artist.
oh no, my company name's Karoshi, which means to die from overwork, because I think the highest honor would be to kill over at the drafting table. And I told my wife this, and she looked at me and she was all pissed off, and she said, "Most people would like to die surrounded by their family." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess that's true, but fuck it,
Too bad. Maybe next
I
life,
want
baby.
to, maybe next life."
All right. The verse. You got any verse of the day, or you want to make something up? Give some people a little bit of wisdom.
Wisdom. I'm on what's the reels on Instagram now, and they always got cool stuff. What's the one? There's a finance guy who had something really good.
Oh, I know. Hey, I did bring up something. Let's. All right. I'm gonna bore people with this shit though. So help me out here. Help me make this interesting. You got Scott Adams' levels of awareness, and I would say that you are.
I'm a victim. I'm
No,
a
no, no,
victim.
no, no. You've moved into strategist now, I believe, and you're close. You need like another round of success, I think, because your first campaign very successful. You're starting up the company, and you're going to be kind of the steward, the author of reality, right? So anyway, this levels of awareness, innocent. You're a kid. You believe everything you're told. A lot of us, when we go to college and strike out on our own,
That
we
that's my
that
wife. My wife believes
yeah.
in the government. She loves, yeah. If the government says it, do
Not me,
it.
man. I'm a truther, right? So, but the truth matters most, right? But guess what? They can manipulate you with that too, and you can get stuck on that, right? And then you're ground to a pulp. With truth being the most prestigious thing you can strive for, and you never look around to see what works, right? But you can carry that truth, I think, spirit with you up through the other levels, but you're fighting snakes and demons to get to the top, to get out of, victimhood or being a dumbass little baby. Skeptic, I think that's where like, or no, let's go to victim, right? Victim. Leaders manipulate you. Yeah, we've got a lot of that going around, right? I think crowdfunding was the way out for a lot of people feeling victimized by the industry. We're not talking like, even like politically. We're talking, old dudes that just like stop getting the calls because, there's turnover in editorial, and comic books is a network based business, and it's whose ass are you kissing now? Which is most businesses. There's a lot of.
Yeah, I've never been good about networking. I was always kind of terrible at that. Whenever I go to a show, I just want to hang out with the couple of guys I like, and that's probably to the detriment, of my career, I
Or
would say.
even quote unquote fans online. I'd rather go hang out with them than like go brown nose with other creators and try to snake my way up. Um, Skeptic, yeah, we talked about that. Anyway, so you're moving into the strategist author, and I think it's pretty exciting on your part. I hope to be hitting the strategist part in the middle of next year. That's my plan. Kind of strike out on my own and see. Like this whole year, I'm going to be A/B testing what works. Right, I'm going to be trying to build the channel. A little bit of help from you. We're going to be doing this little pit pat back and forth, fussing at each other, talking about shit, or even having fun. Whatever. People like to have fun. We don't have to curse each other out every time. Anyway, so that's it for the verse.
No, no, we got to come up with a good. That was terrible. You pulled up a pie chart to explain it to everybody. Are you stupid or something? Come on. We need one good line here.
That was
You said to attack you, right? Was that my cue to whoop your
hey,
ass
I
right now?
I, I
Or
asked. You just talked about an Instagram
yeah,
and didn't even
you're
didn't
coming
even
up?
bring us.
Just say,
Send me a link to the Instagram.
hey, pick that booger out of your nose before you keep whistling over there, buddy. Come on
Ah,
now.
no, you ain't blaming. You ain't pinning that shit on me,
Uh,
fat man. All right, let's move on from the verses. San Diego 2022
no, no, no,
news
no.
and notes.
We can't.
No,
We
we're
can't
done.
just quit.
No, we're done with that. We're moving on. San Diego.
I find the harder I work, the luckier I get. That's an example of the verse,
Yeah,
not a whole pie chart from some other person.
I know, right? Other people. Ugh, I hate them. Anyway, have you been following San Diego this year?
Yeah, I was following some coverage on it. Looked at the NECA booth online. That was pretty cool. They got they got some they got 40th anniversary of ET. They got some new ET toys coming out. They got the Last Ronin toys. I don't know if that's NECA or not. I think NECA does a lot of the turtle stuff, but I don't know if they're doing the Last Ronin. They didn't show it in that one. He-Man's 40th anniversary's got some like exclusive drops at the show. I'm a action figure guy, so that's what I was kind of scoping out and see what I was missing out on.
Uh,
Um, I
you're a
I didn't
little.
catch
You're a
anything.
Funko Pop. You buy those fucking things.
No, I'm not really a Funko Pop kind of guy. What kind of toys do I got around here?
Tell you what, with 3D printing coming on, dude, like everybody's toys are badass now. Like Todd McFarlane had that on lockdown for 20 years. Not anymore. And you can get a printer for, 500-600 bucks.
Speaking of Todd McFarlane and Jim Lee and Image Comics and Marvel and DC Comics, um, with a guy like Eric July coming in and getting all those sales without like a huge known base as being a comic book creator, what if a guy like McFarlane would have been building a YouTube channel for 10 years?
He
Like
he still could
they would
though. That's what's crazy.
they could all still do it. It's like
Rob
not
Rob's got his
like
podcast that seems to be doing pretty well.
I've talked to Felix about this, and like there's 40 Felix comic art guys that he reps. Why don't we create the Felix comic art bullpen, have each of us do one 30-minute drawing session a month, and then he has content every day on the channel, and then it feels exclusive, and you build the channel and then use the channel to sell comics. If we did campaigns, but really all of his guys are big two guys, so they don't really need crowdfunding. But that's something I would want to do is like build a like if Marvel had a digital bullpen that was a YouTube channel, they could just take over. You would think, or
I imagine that I don't know. I do, going back to that levels of awareness and doing what works. The crowdfunding, it feels like the future, but maybe that's just my bias because that's what I'm in right now. But I could see everything going to license and then you just crowdfund it up front. Even Marvel and DC, I see that as the route to go, or that's what it's going to end up, in my opinion.
what else is going on at San Diego? You catch anything else?
Nah, to be honest, I hadn't even looked at it. I've been building this podcast here, getting yelled at by you, so I don't know too much what the fuck's going on out in San Diego. Um, the shows they grew so big, and it feels like comics is a
Oh yeah.
fraction of
Oh,
what it
speaking of
was.
gargoyles, yeah, there's some NECA's got some crazy gargoyle action figures. I mean, I'm not a big gargoyle fan, but I got a lot of friends are, and they're like the wings are out like this, dude. They're crazy cool.
Right on,
That's all. I got nothing else.
right on. Oh, hey, shit, we got the chat, dude. It's time for the people in the chat. I fucking forgot all about everybody. So we got people over here watching. All right, hadn't been paying attention to anybody at all. Let's see here. Now he likes Arnold again. Everybody done dipped out, bro. We got two concurrent viewers. We had
Me and you.
yeah no
Me
we
and
had
you.
seven. We had seven total at one point.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good job for you, Tommy. Good job. I'm glad your channel can grow. Anything I can do to help your channel, Tommy, I'm going to do it for you. All right.
I appreciate that more than I could put into words. Um, well, I don't know. When do you think you want to do the next one? You want to shoot for Sunday or something?
I'm doing 15 minutes. Let's roll another 15 topics up and let's go, baby.
Nah, I'm kind of beat. I need to go. See, I should have had shit like gathered up for my book to show, like previews of Bram and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nick went.
yeah, you need a little more effort. A
Nick.
little more effort on the production for sure.
Yeah, no. Well, I would have put in another hour or two, but you were ready to go. So you demanded it. You got it. I hope you got everything you wished for.
Next time we need to review a few comic books
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. We can do that definitely.
We got to bring that back.
Oh,
You think?
it's a humble brag. He's showing off his cough button
Oh, did you like that
now. Yeah.
little cough button? Yeah, not too bad, huh?
Yeah, not too bad. Anyway, it looks like we've went 26 minutes. When we were doing it last year, that first 200 episodes, we went, we were going long, dude. We were going 45. Uh, but we'll get better energy, definitely. You're coming off COVID. I'm coming off being up till 4 o'clock at night,
Let's get to the
fucking with
good
all this
stuff
stuff.
now. What do you think about the bank run on all the Chinese banks? What's going on there, Tommy?
Uh,
Let's get back to what got us booted off the first time.
J,
Let's get to real talk. Enough of
yeah,
this. Enough.
J Dub's asking about the 200. I got to figure out how to get the chats from YouTube into OBS over here. That's my
Yeah, you got to pop them up.
yeah. I'll get that taken care of because I don't want to use StreamYard or
So what's up with the China bank run? What's going on there, Tommy? Is China out of money?
China.
It's that lending system that the bank system uses, right? Where you go in and you borrow 100 for $10 or something like that, and then they keep doing that over and over again. They turn $100 into
It's supposed to be like
$1,000.
10, right? Like $1, then the bank can loan out 10.
Yeah, something
But when
like
you're
that.
loaning out money to build ghost cities, I think that kind of catches up with you after a while. And they keep shutting the country down because of COVID over there. Like Shanghai, like it's been shut down for two 2 weeks and 2 months at a time, off and on. So they got that going for them. But all this is all back to the real estate. I think the bank is Evergrande, and they are the ones that, much like what happened over here in 2008, it's more of the same stuff.
Did you see any of the videos about where the people were protesting and like not even military people, just look like a bunch of 20-year-old dudes show up? I
Yeah,
guess they're the government. Yeah, it's like running through the crowd. You can't tell who's who,
dude,
you
they
know?
show up in like
It's,
no, they were showing up in like white T-shirts,
yeah,
right?
it looks like you're part of the
Yeah, part
club,
of it,
you
dude.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. They were just look like guys. Looks like I don't even know how they got them, but yeah, they look like about 20-year-old kids, dude. I figure like if it was me and they had all my money and I couldn't get it out of the bank, you and I'm on the steps and I got the high ground, I'm good for 5 or 6.
Yeah,
You
no,
know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
no doubt, no doubt.
Like some old guys just use their body weight and kind of set down, and that occupied 4 or 5 of them. You know what I
They
mean?
brought
So
out
if
tanks
I got
over there,
yeah, they were
but they
just
said
those
that
were in
they said
front.
it was for like a military drill not related to the banks, but that's just them saying, hey,
More like a flex. But
yeah,
yeah, so like one old guy just kind of just dropped with his body weight, and those 20-year-olds, you ain't got your man muscle yet, right? You ain't got your man strength. So it took about 4 or 5 to jerk him out. But I'm talking about me, 2, 3 times the size. A lot of those old Chinese guys, high ground. You put me up against a rail so I can't get knocked over. Come on now, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and bump it up to 7 or 8. I'm good for.
dude,
How many could you take out?
you put on that fucking sumo diaper, do that the hand clap with the powder going up. I just mow down, dude. I just fucking run down the steps, just knocking them out of the way.
No, you can't go down the steps. You lose the high ground, dude. Because they march in a line. They kind of just come running in a line. It looked weird. It looked like a game show. You know what I mean? Like it didn't look organized. Does that make sense?
Like they won something and they were all scrambling to go get it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah. Like it just felt disorganized, you know, like how are we going to take around down all these people? We're going to take a bunch of people that look just like them, dress normal, and like there's no military official anything, you know, just weird. It's weird.
Yeah, well, it almost seems like they want to escalate it so they then can justify military force. So introducing, the people and you can't tell who's who, then it's almost like it doubles the chaos and it's looking like more just regular citizens out there, right? So the government's like,
I think maybe the optics of it, maybe that's why, because if it was guys in uniform stomping old people that lost their life savings, it would look a
right,
lot
yeah.
different, right? So if it's just like 20-year-olds that are running up, it just looks like a chaotic scene, you know, like you don't get the instant communication that it's government versus the people
It's
that
a little
way,
bit of
you know,
a chess
like
move there.
the
They're master
yeah.
propagandists over there in China.
So what's your head count? You can go for 7 or 8. If they came running you in a line, you got the high
All right,
ground
for real, like I'm like
for real.
maxed out full rage.
Maxed out full rage. And you know, they don't got a lot of gusto. Like that's the thing too. When they come marching in, you know what I mean? It looks like an American like Black Friday sale. Like, you know, they just come running in and they're a little bit discombobulated, you know. So they don't got that iron focus that you got as they're walking up. They're a little bit scatterbrained. So
I might get honestly,
what do
dude.
you
I get like 4 or 5, then I'd be gassed out because I'm a fat ass.
you could just leap off into the line and get 10.
Like a
You
body stinger
know?
splash on him.
Yeah, like a spear, like a Goldberg spear.
Yeah, maybe might could stack one, but I mean that you're not putting them out for good. Then I feel like they'd have the endurance over me. I don't know. I'd feel a lot
What
better about this if I had about 30 pounds off.
do you think? No, I think the weight. I think the weight anchors you. You know, so like if I use my dead body weight, you know, they're not picking up 300
Let me
pounds,
tell you
baby.
something though. After a
You know that.
couple, it's you're lifting your own ass up though.
Nah. Okay. Okay. So you think is a let's say we could fight as a team back to
Now,
back,
now,
right?
now, that's exponential. Yeah.
Oh, that's how much exponential can we get? Because you're good for 4. I say I'm good for 6. Back to back, and we can
Dude,
coordinate a little
you
bit.
could
You think we
grab me
can
by
get?
the ankles and like start spinning me around, dude. I just had that hook coming out. Wham!
Oh man, that's about it. Any other good conspiracies going on these days?
Just the great reset. People need to buy a bunch of dry food because it's going to be some food shortages at the end of the year. Sad stuff.
Is that
Sad
what you think?
stuff. Yeah, yeah, I do think 100% because you got the whole thing going on with the fertilizer. You have the.
Oh yeah, the fertilizer is like double
It's
expensive
not
right
even
now.
that they can't get it because they stopped exporting it over there because of the Russian-Ukraine war, and there were like ways around it, but the FDA put the kibosh on it. I don't know why. I wonder why. And then you have fuel price increase. So it's going to be cheaper for the farmer to just let some crops just go because it's going to be too much to harvest due to the fuel. So you have that. And then
Yeah.
COVID lockdowns and off and on in different countries. And you have the supply chain that's all fucked up, right? You got all the boats sitting in the harbors with just loaded to bear with stuff and they're just sitting there. There's not enough people to work. So that's another thing, right? After COVID was over, not everybody went back to work. They got that free money and then they realized like what a sham going to work for $10 an hour, 40 days a week is. The fast food workers have not returned. So you're going to see in August massive, massive layoffs and unemployment starting. Truckers, they can barely make any money now because of the fuel. So you're going to have fewer and fewer deliveries and it's just all going to snowball. So you're looking at right around time for Thanksgiving, and especially the first half of next year, it's going to be like completely fucked up.
Do you ever follow Michael Berry
Yeah,
or no?
Stansberry Research.
No, I don't know that that's where it comes from. But Michael Berry's the guy who predicted the 2008 crash.
Yeah,
He's got the whole movie
yeah,
made
yeah, the
about him.
big short or whatever. Yeah, Stansberry
Yeah,
Research.
I yeah, I've been following. I've been following people who follow him and getting his reports, and he doesn't seem to think things are looking good from what I can tell.
No, dude, and like you look at the price of metals and stuff like that. Yeah, copper and nickel are going up, but gold and silver miraculously are falling, right? It's like, what's going on there, dude? But it's all paper. It's all that paper gold and
You're
that
talking about
paper silver.
you're talking about the paper suppression of gold and silver. Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about, Tommy?
And then they collapsed their Bitcoin. Well, I never had a chance to buy any Bitcoin, even though I was the first one on the boat. I was the first one screaming about it. Everybody was like, ah, you're crazy. That was 2011.
$30 a coin. We were talking
Mm,
back
mm,
then.
mm.
This is crazy. We've known each other for over a decade. How
Yeah.
crazy is that?
And if you'd have
I
just
couldn't
listened to
figure out for the
me,
life of
if
me
you'd have
what
just
a.
listened to me, you'd be filthy rich.
Hey, listen, it's been a decade later, and I still don't know what a Bitcoin wallet is. Do you remember why we didn't buy it? Because I could not figure
Right,
out
yeah,
what a
set the
Bitcoin
cold
wallet
storage
was.
wallets and all that. Yeah.
No idea what that means. I still don't know what it means. I did buy some Bitcoin, and I used the PayPal app and I used Coinbase. But man, all of the exchanges are just stealing everyone's money, dude. It's
Art and Times
unbelievable.
of Jay Ryan
Se-
pointed out the farmers in the Netherlands too. Like they got the World Economic Forum, the climate change, all that bullshit. Just like
oh
during a
yeah,
year where
yeah.
the whole world knows like the food supply is in crisis, they're going to decide to, well, let's just go ahead and shut down 30% of the farmers. What the fuck, dude? Seriously. Anyway, yeah, Bitcoin too complicated for its own good. And by the way, once dirty, filthy fiat money touches crypto, which it kind of has to if you're exchanging it for dollars,
Yeah.
it's corrupted. So the only way it's
Well,
ever going to work is for crypto to be in and of itself the money and not exchanged for any other currencies.
what's your target buy-in right now? I can tell you my target buy-in.
Oh, I'm done with it. I never got started,
It
but
costs
I'm done with it. It's too risky now.
most at the most efficient mining right now. It's $13,000 to produce one. Inefficient mining probably 18,000. So somewhere in between 13 and 18,000. That's where your miners lose money, and if your miners are losing money, then they're having to sell at a loss,
Well, the
right?
miners are done with
Um,
it. All those video cards are on the market now. Like they just all got dumped.
well, what I'm saying is that probably creates some kind of floor. There must be some kind of huge resistance at 13,000, right? Otherwise, it's a complete collapse. Like the system's not even making money for what it costs to produce one. So I would look at a target number of like 13.5 if it ever dropped to 13.5. I think it's at 23 today. It got down to 17, and then 17 is really interesting because that is in the some people it does take $17,000 to produce one Bitcoin. So there that 17 could have been the floor, but a definite safe buy 13.5. Called it here, folks.
We do not give financial advice. Enter at your own peril. I would. No, I'm done with it. I am stacking some silver though. I'll show my bag next time. I got me a bag of silver, dude. Like a real fucking money bag. Get out of here, badass. And I can
I
fucking sling it upside somebody's head easily.
Yeah, I got my dad's coin collection, which was some of them are all nice, but all of his like rando dimes and whatever those wheat pennies and
Hmm.
shit. I got a bag of them like that, dude. You give me that if you give me that bag of my dad's extra coins and you put me on the steps of that Chinese bank, I'm good for 22. I'm good for 22 at that point, baby. If you came down full force with two fistful of nickels on somebody's head, get out of here,
Man,
dude.
that's why
You don't
brass
sound like
knuckles
a
are illegal. You can take out too many people. Um,
yeah,
how
that's
did your
right, man.
dad's stamp collection thing turn out?
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Oh,
whoa,
we
whoa.
don't talk about.
We don't talk about family
Okay,
finances. We
okay.
don't talk about family
I didn't know. I didn't
finances.
know if he's like top level postage stamp collection. I don't know. I was just curious about it.
He's in his older age and he's liquidating some of his collectibles. So he's got some coins and stamps and stuff. And like everybody, they all think what they're worth. all their stuff that they've been sitting on for years is worth way more than
I
what
just
they
want
thought.
to. I want
But
you to let him know that I think he's the luckiest man on earth because his fucking shithead kids didn't go in there and lick all those stamps and stick them all over some bullshit, dude. Because that's something you little fuckers probably would have done had you got to.
man, we destroyed everything. We got our first BB guns at like 5 and 6 years old, and the first thing I did was destroy my GI Joe collection. Just shot everything. I remember breaking one, took out one of my mom's vases. She sold Avon, and we took out one of these pretty little Avon vases that she had to sell so many times. And I remember shooting it, breaking it. I was like, "Fuck! I can't believe I did that." And I went and put it back on the shelf.
Oh,
Years
this is
later,
like a
and
risky business.
no, no. So I put it back on the shelf, and it looked fine. It was fine. It was just like had a little ding in it. It cracked, but it held back together under its own weight. But then we never got to go to the toy store. And then like 6 months later, my mom was dusting, and she went and dusted around that vase, and it just crumbled. And we were supposed to go to Toys R Us that day, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And it was like the worst timing for her to find it. So we didn't get to go to Toys R Us. So
Yeah, serves
I'll
you right.
never, uh, I'll never forgive her for that. You know what I mean?
I blew up half my toys with fireworks, dude. 4th of July was time to cull the toys.
Dude,
Uh,
the black smoke. Whenever you ever used to light your toys on fire, the curling black
oh, dude,
smoke.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's
Jesus.
cartoonish, right? It's how like all those
Yeah. Smells
Silvestri and
awful.
all those guys, how they draw the smoke clouds. Yeah, crazy stuff. And it'll leave like that soot, dude. You ain't getting that off.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
a prison, that's what they use for tattoos. They
That's it.
they melt old GI Joes down and make tattoos.
Oh, they were horrific, dude. Horrific. There's no playing with them again either. They just stank and they were all fucked up and bent over. It's definitely a chemical change. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's fire definitely ruins shit.
Dude, my guitar picks, believe it or not, whenever you light a fucking guitar pick on fire, I don't know what kind of plastic they're made out of. Maybe I'll do it next time. I'm talking this little bitty tiny guitar pick. You light the
It'll
end
start
of it,
sparking. It'll start
dude.
sparking or what?
We're talking a fucking flame like 2 feet tall, dude. I swear to God. The first time I did it, little shithead teenager, take the lighter, boom, light it up, almost burned my fucking face off because it sparked up so big. It's crazy. Anyway, yeah. So don't light your guitar picks on fire, kids. That's about all I got for today. What do you think? You think we done?
I think we're done. I wish I could come up with that verse. It's really bothering me. There's a finance guy who's really aggressive. He's a little old man and he wears a suit, and he's like he has a he has a line that says there's
Gerald
2
Salente,
million. Somebody says he's
the
at
White
this
Shoe
line.
Boys.
He says there's 2 million pores in the human body. He's like, and I've been fucked in every one of them twice.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like some
yeah. He
old
had his
business
gold
rep.
taken by John the Slime Corzine, is what he says.
Yeah, so he's funny because he's like says that most winners are assholes, and he says he's an asshole, and whatever. I don't know.
He's crying about it though.
I think
So
what's that?
he sounds like he lost in the end.
No, no, he's real popular on Instagram. People keep reclipping him a million times, so he's back on top.
Send me a link. I wonder if it is Gerald Salente. It sounds kind of like him.
I'll send you. He's got some pretty good ones.
All right. Well, I think that's the end of the show today. It'll be better next time, people. Um, I won't have to put up with Nick for an hour beforehand, screaming and crying, and it'll be more fun. What do you think about that? I shit it all over you here at the end, in front of everybody. Going
Mm.
big right there.
If I had that bag of coins and I was at your house, what would I do to you?
You wouldn't do a damn thing.
I think a straight hammer drop on top of your head, let the bag rip open. You'd go a little more cross-eyed than you already look.
Dude, my eyes are straight as a fucking arrow, bro. Get out of here.
Blood instantly comes out of your nose.
Do I look?
You've probably,
Do I look cross-eyed?
yeah, wide-eyed.
Oh, I'm
Now go,
definitely wide-eyed.
now go cross-eyed now though, just to give the viewers a, yeah, yeah. When I hit you with the coins and you look like that, like a fucking retarded owl.
All right, that's it. Get out of here before we get in trouble. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. The chat, I'm going to get you guys involved next time. I promise. I promise you. I just got to figure it out. Later.
See ya.